Okay, so you just have to do the waiting. I'm telling your followers that you are live, and while we're doing the waiting, we try to set. Okay. All right, so we're doing the waiting. So while we're doing the waiting, maybe I'll do some selfie. I hope if anybody is joining, I'd like to know if you can hear me loud and clear. And I take a screenshot of it. Okay, and I think we start, right? Just wait for a few more seconds to get people to join. It's Sunday night. Hello everyone, happy Sunday. My name is Laomi, and I'm the, I don't know what to say, so managing consultant, lead consultant. Anyway, I run the Business Outliers, and it's a business advisory firm. So we do, hi, thank you for joining Mudeb, thank you for joining Rabita. So if you can just say hi by waving, by saying hello, and I'll know you can hear me. Hello, thank you for joining Sammy. Sammy, say hi, likes, hearts. I'll be happy to know that someone joined, you've joined, and if you can hear me, just signify by saying hi, by thumbs up or likes or something, so that will make me know that you can hear what exactly I want to say today. So today we want to talk about raising capital. So I said raising capital for SMEs, and okay, great, perfect. So my name is Laomi. I'm Laomi Olatunji, and I manage the Business Outliers. So Business Outliers, we do business development consultancy, and business development consultancy has to do with business growth services and capital raising. So we advise you on the right direction to go in terms of growth. You know, when you want to raise capital for your business, it has to still do with business development. So we do those services that are streamlined in terms of investor financing, venture capital, grant access, and all those kind of things. So what you can do for me to make me very happy is just to give a little, tell me what you do, I mean what kind of business you do, and so that I will know what line and what direction to take the conversation to. So without further ado, also what else I also want to do today is that at the end of the talk, or even as I'm talking, you can ask questions that specific questions that you want to know about raising capital, you know, for your business. If I know the kind of business that you do, then I'll be able to guide or give specific advice as far raising capital. So let's say we are early stage businesses, and you are an SME and you have a startup idea, or you have a startup project that you're working on, and then I think that's the particular niche of people or businesses that I think will be joining in tonight. If I'm wrong, or if there's an exception to that statement, I'll be very happy if you could just tell me, oh no, your business is different, probably you are more advanced in the level of business that you are, or you are at a different stage of business. So assuming hi, welcome Parsley. So assuming if you just tell me the kind of business you do, I'll be glad. I'll be very happy to warm up and to know the kind of businesses that people that are joining me are into. So basically, we'll talk about raising capital today. Okay, so you are a startup. You've started your business probably a year or 2 years, say 2 to 5 years, basically, and you're wondering, okay, you've started your business. You have customers. You have some sort of revenue. And you're thinking, okay, so what's the next level to go to? Well, you want to get to the next stage of growth, and you're thinking of what's the best approach to raise capital. So the first I would say is that the first thing I want to say is that as an early stage business, you have no business going to the banks to raise funds. I mean, the funniest thing is that nobody will invest in you. I mean, the banks will not give you loans at the stage of business that which you are. They won't give you grants for your business. They won't give you loans for your business, because that's the way they run the business. They run their business, you know, in a way that to give structured businesses those finances. So basically, your best bet as a startup, as an early stage business, is to look to bootstrap. I mean, everybody will say bootstrap. So how do you bootstrap? Bootstrap is to look for money from your father, from your mother, from your uncle, or some family and friends that really believe in what you're doing. They believe in that dream. Take for instance, you have this idea to do ties, in a certain kind of fabric, and you believe so much in what you're doing, right? Where do you get funding to start? You most likely will want to start with some funds that you got from family or friends, or that you have saved up. So I tell very young people that don't have funds and want to start a business, I'll just be like, why don't you just get a job? So if you get something you're doing that's giving you funding back, giving you capital to save, so you are gaining two things. Apart from funds that you're saving, you're also gaining some kind of equity that you are gaining, some kind of respect, because you're gaining connection, you are gaining competence, you are gaining skills, that kind of thing. So that being said, let's say we are now talking to people that have, you've started your business, and you can tell me, like I said earlier, if you can tell me what kind of business you are in, or at what stage your business is, that will give me some direction into what you talk about. Generally, I'll just assume that you started business. And okay, so we've talked about bootstrapping, getting funds that you saved, or from family or from friends, and we already cancelled out and said getting to banks will not be, the commercial banks will not be your best bet. So where else can you go? Then we have the microfinance banks. Yes, microfinance banks will definitely give you fund to pay for a certain project. For instance, let's say you do coconut oil, you manufacture coconut oil, and maybe you have a problem with your generator. You might get funds from your microfinance bank to help you replace your generator, or buy some kind of machine. Yes, they'll be able to do that to a particular level, but of course they have their own criteria as well. Then what else can you do? So we all know that grants are available everywhere, and everybody would love to receive a grant to run his business. That's like the dream and desire of everybody. I'd love to get a grant. I'd love to get $10,000, $50,000 to run my business, or $100,000. And truly, there are so many of those grants available. There's everybody. We all know Tony Lumelu just announced the winners yesterday. Right now, there is African Entrepreneurship Award that is going on. So there are grants there. But the truth of the matter is, the percentage of people that really get that grant is very minute. So it's hard. It's very difficult to get a grant. The competition is high. Take for instance, Tony Lumelu Foundation. There were 150,000 people that applied. I think, if I'm wrong, I would like to be corrected. But they gave grants to 1,000, and then maybe 250 afterwards, sponsored by Red Cross and another organization. So you can see that fraction is like just 0.1% of the people that actually applied got the funding. Last year I was in Morocco for the African Entrepreneurship Award, and I know that well over 5,000 people applied for AEA funds, but only 10 or is it 8 or 10 people that won, and that's even a tinier percentage. 0.01% actually won the grant. So you'll be wondering, how can you raise your own chances of being selected for a grant? How can you really, if you're serious about doing business, if you're serious about being selected, what exactly do you do to raise your chances? Because the chances are minute, I must tell you. The businesses that are not selected, it wasn't that they were not good enough, it wasn't that the entrepreneurs didn't know what to do, but the chances were just too slim, because the competition is high. So how do you raise your chances? Now, to raise your chances of being selected, you need to know exactly the kind of things that the fund grant giver, the kind of things that they want to see in your proposal. So usually when you want to apply for a grant, you do several levels of application. For instance, for TEF, you submit a proposal, and then you'll be selected to come on the program for 3 months, and afterwards, when you submit your business plan, then you'll be given the grant. For AEA, you have 4 different levels that you keep asking you questions, and you can go back up. But each level, it's like you're developing your business plan. You're writing a proposal like you're developing your business plan. So you need to know the specific things that these grant givers are looking for in your proposal, in the proposal that you have sent in. So I will talk about 2 key things that the grant givers are looking at today. First is the scalability of your business. You need to know what they mean by a business is being scalable. Now, so when they say, is your business scalable? What it means is that if a certain amount of money is put into that business, they want a situation such that you'll be able to use that funds to do so much more. Now, let me explain better. If you are a cameraman, for instance, and you're giving 1 million naira. Okay, no, let me rephrase now. If you're a cameraman and you have any investment at all into your business, as long as you are one person, you are the cameraman, the best that you can do, right, is to employ people around you, other camera boys, maybe your staff, and then you go from event A to event B, and then you shoot at weddings, right? You shoot at birthdays, at namings and all that. Yes, you might be very lucky to shoot very rich people or the politicians or someone. You every single shoot will make so much money. That is good. But that particular business as it is not scalable at that point. Why? Because you are just your team. Even if you expand, and let me tell you, at every single point where you expand or you grow your team, you'd have to pay more salary or commission or whatever to every single photographer that comes up on board. And at the point, your staff will not even want to stay because they also want to go and start their own outfit. Now, that is how consultancy looks like. That is how businesses like that, tailoring, photography, if you have a baker shop or something, that is how you cannot really scale it. Now let's look at another outfit that is also a photographer, but instead of being a photographer, I set up a platform where I can bring photographers together. So on the one hand, I have photographers, and on the other hand, I have people that are looking for photographers. So I have this website that people can come and say, okay, I'm looking for. So as long as they book a photographer on my website, I get a commission. So I do not take pictures. I just have that platform. So like an e-commerce platform or something. So if you compare the two, you'll see that as someone that has this kind of website, wherever I am, whether I'm in Kano, Katsina, in Port Harcourt or Enugu or even in Lagos, I will still be able to manage. I'll still be able to get customers from all over my region, unlike if I was a single person. So there's a difference. So that is the importance, the difference in a business that is scalable and one that is not scalable. Oftentimes is infusing technology into your business. So that's what makes your business highly scalable. That's what makes your business, very, very attractive to investors. So that is one key thing. So what you need to do is to look at those kind of things that you can do to be innovative and also to add technology to your business. Now, the second thing that I want to talk about that investors also look at, amongst so many things, since we're focusing on grant givers today, the second thing I want to talk about that grant givers also look out for in your business is the social impact. People that are grant givers, the business is something like some kind of philanthropy, right? So they want to invest in you, but they also want a situation where your own business can affect lives, can also employ people, can grow the community around you. So you're saying, if I give you a million naira or $5,000, $10,000, how many people will benefit directly as employees and also indirectly from your business? So that's the kind of thing that they want to see. So they want to see that huge social impact. So you'll be looking at businesses that I've already mentioned technology. You'll be looking at if you had looked at the list of TEF last week when it came out, a lot of them were people at the agri sector, and you'll be wondering, why did I apply? If you were not chosen, agri is like the way to go. Really, that's not the case. It's just that business has that the people that probably won have they've been able to describe how much social impact their business would have, in the sense that they will help farmers. They're going to reduce maybe crop spoilage. They're going to probably go into some kind of processing. So that kind of thing is the key things that that the investor will be looking at. So this now takes me to the fact that to make your business model scalable, to make your business scalable, and to put some innovation that will make the business attractive to people. Thank you so much for that heart. When I see art, it warms my heart. It makes me know that, oh, somebody's listening, at least I'm impacting somebody. So thank you. Yeah, so to make that viable, you need to start thinking of innovation. You need to start thinking of how do you create a model for your business that is attractive to people, that is attractive to investors. And I'm an advocate of business modeling and then business planning. So for me, it's like, if you don't, there's a saying that says, if you don't plan, then you fail. So like, if you want to start whatever you want, if I want to go on a journey, I need to say, okay, I'm going to Badagry. Okay, which route am I taking? Do I want to go through Festac, or do I want to go through Egbeda? Now I'm weighing the route and I'm like, Festac, there's so many trailers there, but Egbeda is longer. So I'm weighing it right. That is exactly how the business planning process is. You need to be able to have a model that is highly scalable, that infuses technology in it. If you put technology in your business, then you can improve it. You can make it more attractive. Now, let me give you an example of how your business model can help you scale your business. I wrote a blog last week about, I said, is your business model innovative and all that. And the example I cited here was Seaway. Not necessarily Seaway now particularly, but the idea of dispenser water. Now, the maker of dispenser water, what does it do? It creates a dispenser, right? And then it creates a canister. So it says, buy my dispenser. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. So it says, buy my dispenser. And then at every single point, buy my canister, meaning that every time I have to buy a canister of 550 naira. In my house, we buy one every week. So after selling the asset, which is the dispenser, you continuously have to sell a canister. You continuously have to sell. So that makes the business have a continuous source of revenue. There is no point in the business where there is, they don't have anything to sell. So you need to look at your business in that light. So I was talking to a lady yesterday, and she was saying, how can she apply for AEA, African Entrepreneurship Award, which I mentioned that I coached some entrepreneurs last year. She's a fashion designer, and this year AEA is focusing on innovation and sports. And so by the side, if any of you have businesses in those two directions, innovation and sports, you can just go to africanentrepreneurshipaward.com to see what it's about and see if you can still put in your application before the deadline. So she says, how can she apply as a fashion designer? And I'm telling her, you have to go to the website, look and see if your business is innovative. But for me, she wasn't paying me, so I was just giving her free advice. If she had come to me and we could work together, then we'll be able to see how she can infuse technology into our business to be able to design a model that is scalable and has very, very tangible social impact that the investors want to see. So those are the key things. So you need to create a business model, a model that talks about the value that you are delivering and how you capture the value from your customers. Like I said of Seaway before, they had created a value, but they wanted to continuously capture value. You want it in such a way that you always make money at every single point in time. That means weekly, I'm buying Seaway water, I'm buying the dispenser, because why? It's convenient. So they're giving me convenience. So your value proposition is what you want to create and deliver to your customer. But the business model will tell you how you are able to capture that business, that value from your customer. You want to capture it, meaning that you want to get your money back, basically. So the business model describes how your business in entirety makes money. Now, for us at the Business Outliers, what we do is when we create design business models for our clients, we now infuse that. That's like a bedrock for the business planning process. So it's like the first session we take when we want to write a business plan for any client is we do a strategy session and we do business model design. So we sit down and do brainstorming and look at the risk, because if I am going from here to Badagry, like I said earlier on, I've considered there are too many tankers on the Festac road. So I'm thinking, should I take Egbeda? So there's a risk there. So I'm looking at the risk. So I'm looking at the assumptions that I've made. So I've assumed that there will be tankers on Festac road. So I wanted to take Egbeda. But then I'm saying Egbeda is easier. But that's an assumption. But in truth, in reality, it might not be like that. So I start looking at how customers would react. I've assumed that when I make my special tie, for instance, maybe made with Ankara fabrics, bankers will buy it. I mean, assuming that's the business idea I came up with. I'm assuming that bankers will rush and say, wow, I love this African print in kente design or something on a tie. But what if bankers are not even interested in that? I mean, what if people in the corporate world that want to dress up in suit are not interested? So I've made an assumption. So that's what business model design helps you. It makes you kind of verify the assumptions that you have made. In doing so, you are reducing your risk. So instead of putting so much money to start the business, so you have you follow an approach they call the lean startup approach. So instead of putting everything that you have to start your business, you find a way to test the idea, to test the concept without risking so much. Basically, that's what business model design is about. So when we finish that strategy session on business model design, the next thing that we do is to go into the planning phase, and then we'll document that and bring out a business plan. So basically, that's what we do. So those are the kind of things that you need to consider when you're looking for investors. I mentioned first, you need to know what kind of investment do you need, right? I've said banks, you will not go there. You're looking for grants. Yes, you're looking for private equity. You're looking for venture capital. But we're focusing on grants today. And I said there are two key things. There's one, which is scalability, and then social impact. Another key thing you need to do when you're shopping for where to put in your application is to know, and this cuts across whatever kind of investment you're looking for, is to know what your investors are interested in. I mean, if I was to maybe toast a girl, assuming I was a guy now, and I wanted to I like this girl, I will do a bit of research, right, to know what she likes. Maybe she likes braids. I mean, if she wears human hair, I could buy her that. Or what the kind of things she likes, I'll take her out to the kind of restaurant she's interested in. I won't just take her to Buka when I know that she doesn't like amala, basically. But if I know that she's someone that likes that, I'll take her there. So it's a kind of research you need to do about the kind of investors that you want to find, you want to source for. So even if for grant seekers, okay, for instance, last year I was at the pitching for Zambezi Prize, and Zambezi Prize is the prize designed by MIT. Now, they are specific for fintech businesses. So if you're going there, you must have an app that is using technology to solve financial problems, like financial inclusion kind of a thing. But I was so surprised to get to the pitch competition, and even somebody that was selling cakes on an online platform came. Someone that was making shoes, like a shoemaking academy, came. And in my mind, I'm like, there are either two reasons why these people came. One could be that they didn't understand that they needed to find out what the investor was interested in, or they just felt, hey, let's put somebody else might be interested in our business. But what was more important they should have done was to find out what the grant giver, the investor, whatever, the kind of areas in which they invest. You don't just go and meet somebody when you know that he's not interested. You feel like I was talking to some private equity investors last week, and we're talking about the kind of investment they want. They're telling me, if it is not anything that has to do with bee production, please don't bring that business to me. So you need to know what your potential investors, the kind of business that they want to support. If they are not supporting your business, there's no point pushing it forward, because it will reduce the number of attempts that you make. A lady I spoke to last time, she has an NGO, right? I mean, she was able to successfully raise funds for her NGO, but the process she went to was harrowing. I mean, she made 80 applications before she could raise funds for her NGO, and you'd be like, wow, 80. And I tell you, if she had gone, I mean, of course, with time, when she started, she'd have probably been just throwing out proposals and applications to several places. But with time, she would learn that you don't just throw out your proposals without knowing precisely what this investor is interested in. So that's like an unwritten code, like an unwritten rule. You need to know the kind of businesses that your investor wants to invest in, or else you probably just waste your time. You probably spend longer to achieve the investment process than you should actually have spent. So basically, these are the kind of things that I wanted to. So the key things that I mentioned is to make sure that your business is highly scalable. And making that happen has to do with thinking about technology, thinking about innovation. And people like to use that word innovation a lot, and I came to say, what exactly is innovation? Innovation is just one big word, and I'm like, yes, of course I'm innovative now. But innovation is simple. Innovation just has to do with taking something that exists, right, and adding to it, removing for it. So you look at what existing businesses do and see how they can make it better. I'll give an example. There's an app called later.com. It's an Instagram scheduling app, right? Now, if any of us uses Instagram here, you will see the if you sell on Instagram, the Instagram has an opportunity to just have just one link. You can only have a link, and you want that link to work from you. So what Linktree is a thing that most of us use. Linktree gives you an opportunity to write different like vertical, let's say vertical, it goes this way, horizontal goes this way, right? Anyway, so you can list the links to a website or to an outer page. Now what Later Now did, which is better, was that they now gave you a way to link to a page that looks like your own Instagram page. So now if you click on linktree.com, you can go back to Instagram and it helps you see the post easily, because if you are posting on Instagram, like if I post today, the content that I've posted, if I don't put it in the link and I say click on the link in the bio, nobody will be able to click on it, because by the time I'm posting next week, I've removed that link. So Later was able to find a way to solve that problem. So that's innovation. Innovation has to do with taking what exists and making it better, adding to it. So it doesn't have to be technology driven. I know scalability, being able to scale a business has a lot to do with technology. We're in an age where most investors will say, I don't care. Some investors will tell you, I'm not really sector agnostic, right? But I just want to be sure that your business has some element of technology in it. So the element of technology it has is something that will make it scale. And even manufacturing has a lot of technology in it. If I'm making chocolates, right, I must have my factory, my plants. So that's very scalable, because once you are manufacturing a product, you are most likely selling something. So for people in service, like the photographer I mentioned, the fashion person I mentioned, a way to be innovative could be to add a product to your service. So adding a product or turning your product to a service. And a lot of people will probably say, okay, I'll start this fashion store. Good, but then there could be more. Why don't you start some fashion tech platform that will help people, solve problems? So basically, those are the kind of things that you do. So I designed an online course called Business Modeling Masterclass, and that online course has a breakdown of how you can design a model for your business. Now, business modeling has a lot to think about. It's like breaking the idea into fractions and piecing it together. So it's like a one-pager thing, and it has different boxes that you can work with. But the video is like a 3 to 4 hour video that shows you how to actually design your business. And the model is called Business Modeling Masterclass, Business Meets Funding. So it helps you design your business model in a way that will be useful, in a way that can help you write your business plan even by yourself. A lot of people can write their business plan by themselves. Yes, some people require consultants like us to do that, but a lot of people can actually write their business plan by themselves. So you should take your time and painstakingly craft what you want, your vision that you see for your business, because it's not really only a funding document. Because a lot of people say, I'm not really trying to raise funds, so why would I need to write a business plan? A business plan is not always only a funding document. Also, a business plan will be a wake-up call for you, like a guide. It makes you remember where you started, why you started. But the point is, starting with just a business plan is not the way to go. You need to design a business model, brainstorm, think through it first before you document that in a business plan. Lest I forget, I also wrote a book sometime last year. It's called Idea Meets Market. If you've seen anything on our page, you would have seen Idea Meets Market. Idea Meets Market is a free book, and it's for people that are just about to start your business. So I said it's how to validate your business idea in an African market space, and I really like it because it's a story. It's like a storybook basically. So if you're a reader, and if you're not even someone that likes to read, you see very interesting stories that can help you see business in a different light. So there are very nice examples in that business book that will help you. So just click on the link and you download Idea Meets Market, and it's totally free. I mean, it's free for, at least for now. It's free for now before I take it to Amazon Prime, or did I say Amazon Prime now? Amazon Kindle, yeah, for some, but for now you can download Idea Meets Market for free on, you know, so to help you actually be able to birth your that idea of yours, if you are an idea person. And someone like me, I call myself an idea junkie, because I have the ideas flow every time. So that's why it makes it very, it makes it fun for me when I help people brainstorm on their business and guide them in direction to go, because it comes natural to me like a juice flowing through my system. Anyway, basically that's what. So you can download Idea Meets Market free on in the bio. You can also request for the business modeling market. So I'm giving 50% coupon, that's 50% off coupon. The cost sells for $30 on online, but we're giving a 50% coupon for anybody that is interested in business modeling masterclass. And then if you have any need for a business planning service, perfectly will help you do that. So at this point, I'm waiting for questions. If there's anybody that has anything to ask or to add, because I wanted this to be some discussion. So if you have questions to ask about raising capital, I know this session we deliberately focused on raising capital from grants and 2 key things that you could you would need to think about. But if you have questions per se that has to do with raising capital for grants, you could just ask, you know, just type it in the comment box if you have those kind of questions on raising capital, so that you could just take the questions, and if not, we'll probably just call it a night so that we can all get ready for work. So this is 30 minutes. I plan to spend 30 minutes online so that we can get ready for Monday. So if anybody has any questions, then be glad to take them. Questions, comments, requests. Anyway, so thank you very much for joining. I am very glad. We try to do this once every week, most likely Sunday nights like this. So tag anybody that you think or you believe would gain from the tips and the tips that we're talking about tonight on raising capital. Next week we'll continue on the raising capital series, but we'll focus now on other things that you need to know about your proposal, your business plan, that will help you raise capital. And the truth of the matter is that even if you are not like raising capital today, if you're not at that stage, in fact, you might even be in a 9 to 5, but you're thinking of going into business at some point. So you want to have those knowledge, those skill behind you. I mean, you don't want to jump out of your 9 to 5 without having like a plan B, basically. So that's what the also help. So if you know anybody that is interested in this kind of lecture series, just tag the person, and we'll try to do this Sunday night, every Sunday night at 8 o'clock. So in the absence of questions, in the absence of comments, I would like to say thank you again for joining. It was a very, very pleasant evening, and I'll see you guys next week.